Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading. So, I wanted to do a quick reading for the second half of the month of December just to take a look at what are the energies that are closing this year for all of us. And the reason why I wanted to do this reading for the second half of December is because 2020 was such a hard year for all of us with so much inner transformation, both in the collective but in ourselves as well. And we are also ending this year supercharged because we have a total solar eclipse in Sagittarius now in the 14th of December. And then we'll also have the Saturn Jupiter conjunction in the 21st in the sign of Aquarius. So this is a powerful end of the year for all of us. And I wanted to take a look at what is coming our way. How is it that we are closing this year? So let's take a look. I already did some pre-shuffling before starting this because it's already getting dark here right now, like we are approaching winter, right? So it's getting dark super early in the Netherlands and I'm fighting a bit with the focus of my camera. So I already went on and I did some shuffling for you. Wow, it's very interesting here because so far I did the readings for Aries and Taurus, and there is one card that appeared for all three of you. And that for me is very interesting because it really shows a collective theme around being afraid of charging forward because of what has happened in the past. I think that the whole collective is so traumatized at the moment from the things that have been happening for the last months and for this last year in general. And it has just made everybody feel so afraid of trying new things, of going out, of stepping into the world again, of going after what it is that we want. It's almost like a quarantine effect of we have been trapped for so long that now that freedom is approaching, we are too afraid of going into it. And I also wanted to talk a bit about Chiron. Because Chiron in astrology talks about our deep wounds, and they are inadequacies also in a way, because they are deep unhealed wounds that doesn't matter how hard we try, they just don't get healed. We just can't heal them. And that makes us feel very weak in a way, you know? And right now, Chiron is retrograde in the sign of Aries. So interesting. Chiron is retrograde. Wow. It's retrograde in the sign of Aries, and Chiron in Aries is a lot about our wounds around taking initiative, charging forward, being a leader, you know, being impulsive, just jumping in. So all our inadequacies around that are being brought to the surface. And Aries is your natural 11th house. And the 11th house is about our dreams, about our goals, our future dreams, right? What is it that we want our reality to look like? How is it that we want society to be? So Chiron in Aries is happening in your 11th house. So what is your inadequacy around going after your dreams, taking leadership and ownership in your dreams, and finding out what it is that you really want for the rest of your life? Okay? So we start your reading with the Moon card. Okay? And the Moon tells me that it adds to this layer of being afraid of what it is that is out there for you. Because imagine this, imagine if you go out at night and everything's dark, the sun has already set and you are maybe in a forest, you don't have the city lights, it's completely dark, and you only have the moon to guide you. So there is some light, there is something there that you can see. You are safe, but the problem is that the shadows at night, they just make you feel so unsafe. Have you walked in a forest at night with no lights but the moonlight? Every shadow just seems so scary. Everything, the smallest that it is, like it can be so small, but it just will look huge and it will look scary, and every noise just sounds so hard. And that ties to me with this fear of taking ownership and leadership in what your dreams truly are. What is it that you really want your life to look like? So with the moon, I feel this sense of insecurity. Of insecurity around what is it that your life really is going to look like. I think there's a lot of confusion there with the moon, because that vision is something that is not completely shaped for you right now. You just can't have the definite idea of what it is that it's going to look like, because it is Chiron, and Chiron is that wound that we can never heal. And I don't know where you have Chiron natally in your chart, but so right now it's in Aries. So right now it's just a transit. It's not going to stay in Aries forever, you know? But this is a moment in which the views of your future, what it is that you want your life to be, what are your goals and dreams, all of these, they just look foggy. And that can be a very scary feeling. And we start the reading like that. So we start the reading with the Nine of Wands. And this is one of the cards that appeared for Aries and Taurus. So that for me is very funny, because I shuffled a lot these cards. I was also shuffling before I started recording for you, and still I got 3 of the same cards that I got for them. And that's crazy for me. So it really points to the same theme around the collective. But going back to your reading, so with the Nine of Wands here, I see this big fear of whatever happened, it has damaged you. Whatever happened in this year or the last few months, it has really put a mark on you, and it has made you insecure towards moving, has made you insecure of moving towards the future. And right next to the Nine of Wands, we have the King of Wands in the reverse, and it talks to me about a lack of personal power. What happened has made you feel a lack of personal power. It has made you feel insecure about yourself, but not about who you are. It's not a lack of self-worth. It's not a lack of what you deserve. It's a lack of what are you capable of doing. I think that right now you feel that you might not be capable as you thought you were in the past. Whatever happened during this year is giving you this sense of powerlessness. It's making you feel that maybe you are not as smart, as capable, as strong as you thought you were. Which, just for the record, Gemini, is not true. It's just the light of the moon casting that shadow on you. And also the moon here, and I'm feeling drawn to talk more about the moon, is also a lot about your sense of faith. Because this is a card of Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is a lot about our sense of faith. Where is it that we place our redemption? What our redemption looks like. So I think that this year was a lot about faith, but faith in yourself, faith in your own power, faith in what it is that you can accomplish. And closing your reading, we have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles here is holding onto every crumb that you have, because you are afraid that you might not be strong enough to get better than that, to do better for yourself. It's like this year has left you so powerless, and with such a feeling of inadequacy and incapacity. that now you are holding on so strongly to whatever small crumb you have, to whatever offer you receive, to whatever love appears in your life, because you are afraid that you just can't, you're not capable of getting something better than that. So we start the reading with a lot of fear, and then wanting to hold back into things that are less than what you deserve for fear of not being capable of getting something better. But it does get better with your reading, okay? Because right underneath the Nine of Wands, we do get the Chariot. And the Chariot here tells me that you are getting ready to charge forward, okay? So, but you need to focus. And this also reminds me of what I said with the Four of Pentacles, because if Chiron is moving in your 11th house, and your 11th house is about your goals and your dreams, yeah, sorry for that, the neighbor decided to start drilling on the wall and it was making a lot of noise, so I had to pause the reading for a bit. So going back, so we have the Chariot tying to me to the Four of Pentacles, because it's like if Chiron is moving on your 11th house, then you are being asked to heal these wounds, or to at least bring into awareness these wounds around feeling inadequate and not finding a way into your future, to not being able to find a plan and a true goal into your life, okay? But then, okay, the neighbor again, I will be pausing this reading a few times probably, because this drilling is getting super annoying. Yes, but if you are having already these inadequacies around where it is that you want to get, and then you're not completely focused on it, then every shiny object is caught your attention, you know. So whatever offer that you get, whatever love offer or job offer or whatever it is, it's just drawing your attention, because you are afraid of not being able to get to your final goal. And I think that you don't even know anymore what it is that your final goal look like. So you keep getting distracted by these things and wanting to hold on to them because you're afraid that you're not going to have more than that. So this is something that you really need to pay attention here, because with the Chariot, we also got the Hanged Man in the reverse. And with the Hanged Man in the reverse, I think that you're being asked to surrender to the situation, you know, because as I said, with the Moon, this is about a faith. In a way, these transformations for you, they are about faith. Faith that your goals will be achieved. Faith that if you hold your vision, you will get there. But you need to hold that vision. You need to have the Chariot. You need to keep charging forward. You can't be distracted by anything that is shiny around you. Okay, so with the Hanged Man in the reverse, it really asks you to surrender to what the situation is right now, even if it makes you afraid, even if it makes you think that it's not taking you where you're supposed to be. Surrender to it and keep charging forward. Stop being distracted by every shiny offer, and stop trying to attach to them because you're afraid of lacking. It's a big scarcity mindset going on here, okay? And then next to the Hanged Man in reverse, we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is very interesting because the Three of Pentacles is right under the Four of Pentacles. So we have this. And the Three of Pentacles in the reverse tells me that you are afraid of working with others. You are afraid of relying too much on others. You're trying to do it all by yourself. And I think that you are right in it. I think that this is not a moment in which you should rely on others, to be honest. I think this is a moment in which you should rely on yourself. But you need to rely on your intuition as well. Not rely on your fear, okay? So trust yourself, rely on yourself, but not from a place of fear, not from a place of scarcity. It needs to be from a place of finding your own power back, you know, so knowing that you are capable of doing it yourself. And doing it from a place of faith, of knowing that wherever you're going where you're supposed to be going, and that you will know when you get there. Because right under the Chariot, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. And again, it talks so much about this sense of scarcity, of you being so afraid of lacking, of you being so afraid of missing out, and then trying to attach to your coins. Because in the upright, the Nine of Pentacles is a very prosperous card. She's extremely prosperous and she has everything that she needs, and she does it all by herself. It's also a very independent, she's a very independent archetype. But in the reverse here, it keeps telling me that even though you want to do things by yourself, you keep not trusting yourself. You know, you keep undermining yourself, thinking that you're not capable of it. So you need to trust yourself more. And as I say this, the Queen of Wands right next to the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and it's right under the Hanged Man in the reverse. So you need to surrender to this, because look, actually this is what we got. So we have the King of Wands in the reverse, then we have the Hanged Man in the reverse, and then we have the Queen of Wands. So it's like you start the reading as someone who felt very powerless, who felt very incapable of going after what it is that you want, and then we have the universe asking you to surrender to it. And it's in this surrender that you actually find your personal power again. Is when you surrender, when you have faith in it, and you completely surrender to the situation, and you surrender that this is the process. The fogginess, the confusion is part of the process. It's not an indication that you're out of alignment with where it is that you're going. It's actually part of it. You need to lose yourself in order to find yourself. And this is something that you need to understand here. You need to lose yourself in order to find yourself. And I know that this is really hard. It's extremely hard. I have my moon in Gemini, so in a way this reading also talks to me, you know, in a personal level, because my moon is here in Gemini. So I know how you feel. And it is very hard, because it's yeah, for whoever is outside, it's very easy to say, just have faith. But when you are there in the process, you're all the time thinking if that's really what you should be doing, or if you're just missing out on opportunity, or I need to focus here, I need to focus on the real life and do what it is that I'm supposed to do by society, right? But actually, no, in this case, the confusion is part of the process. Not knowing where you're going is part of finding out where it is that you want to go. I'm sorry. And this is the only way you're actually going to get your personal power back, okay? And I don't think that this is a process that you will finish in December, because right next to the Queen of Wands, we have the Lovers in the reverse, okay? So, and the Lovers in the reverse is right under the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Three of Pentacles is a card of partnership, and so is the Lovers, and the Lovers is a card of Gemini, and it is in the reverse. So you are out of your element here, because Gemini is a mutable sign. Gemini is a sign, is a zodiac that is comfortable in change, that in fact needs change, need things to be constantly merging and evolving into something else, and needs to have their hands a bit everywhere. And this is a bit of what this reading is asking from you, you know. So, but don't attach too much. So don't hold on to every small thing that comes your way. It's okay to try. It's okay to, you know, entertain that idea, but don't hold yourself to it. And as a Gemini, we should be used to that. It's comfortable to us, you know, to be in that change. But with the Lovers in the reverse, it says that you are out of your element. So you're trying to be too much of a fixed sign, even though you are a mutable sign, okay? But I do think that you're moving forward towards the Queen of Wands, but you need to release yourself to the process. You need to allow yourself. You need to surrender to it, even though it's scary. Okay, so I want to take one last card for you, and I want to use an oracle card. I'm doing different oracles for each zodiac, so if you are also watching for your moon and your rising, you're gonna see that I might be using a different oracle, but I'm using the oracle that I'm being drawn to use, okay? Okay. Yeah. I want to take one more. Okay. So very interesting. So first we have fork on the road, and this is super interesting because it ties a lot with the lovers here. The lovers came in the reverse, but as I said, the lovers is a card of Gemini, and it's a card of choice. Not many tarot readers talk about it, but the lovers is a huge card of choice because the Gemini is the twins. You always see the two sides. You always have this and this. They even talk about us being a bit bipolar, right? Of us being, of us having two personalities, two distinct personalities, because Gemini is a dual sign, okay? And so is Libra, so is Pisces. They are also dual signs. And with the lovers here is about a choice, is about two paths being presented, and we have the fork on the road. So I also think that maybe for some of you, you have two ideas and you're really in between them, and you don't know what idea, what path you should be taking. That's also why you show up here out of your element, because it's being very hard for you to choose a path. It's being very hard for you to allow things to unfold. You're trying to be too fixed when you are a mutable sign. So the fork in the road, talk to me about it, about this difficulty, about this inadequacy in finding one path, in deciding on one path so that you can charge forward on it, you know, because how can you charge forward onto something if you don't know what that something is? And then I got the card poised, and this brings me back again to the Hangman in reverse. I don't think that right now is the time for you to decide what is the path that you're taking. I think that right now is a time of surrendering, because you will gather more knowledge, more information about these paths. Okay, so that you can make a more informed decision. And just to close your reading, because I just thought of it now. So we have this solar eclipse going on in the sign of Sagittarius in the 14th. So 2 days from the moment in which I'm recording this video. 2 days? What day is today? 3 days. Today is the 11th. Yes. So 3 days. And Sagittarius is your opposite sign, so it's your natural 7th house. And the 7th house is the partnership house. It's how we deal with others. But more than that is our shadow sign, shadow side. Oh my God. Shadow side. And what is the shadow side? In astrology, it's that side that we project onto others, is a part of ourselves that we don't completely integrate in our own personality. We don't take that part into us. We don't see that inside us. So usually we project in other people. And that's why some astrologers say that we usually attract the sign that is opposite to ours. Some people talk about that, like, right? So for instance, the perfect match for Gemini is Sagittarius. It's not really that it's the perfect match. It's more because Sagittarius embodies all the characteristics that Gemini find hard to see in themselves. So they usually project, and that is, they attract partners who embody those characteristics so that they can integrate somehow those in their lives. Okay, so with the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Sagittarius, I think that you will be asked in the next 6 months to embody more of those characteristics in yourself. And what are the characteristics of Sagittarius is exactly charging towards one point. While Gemini is scattered and trying to grab a bit of everything, Sagittarius is about choosing one point and going charging after that. Is a lot like the Chariot card. Even though the Chariot is a sign of Cancer, is a card of Cancer, it is a lot like Gemini. It's a lot like Sagittarius. Okay, even the zodiac symbol of Sagittarius is that arrow just pointing forward. So I think that in the next 6 months, which is usually the time that the eclipse still spreads out energetically, I think you will be asked to learn how to find your focus so that you can charge directly onto that focus instead of scattering your energy around. I think you will be asked to integrate those characteristics within yourself. You are still a Gemini. Being scattered is still part of who you are, but you still need to integrate some of the aspects of Sagittarius inside yourself, okay? And whew, I talked a lot. So that's all, but you're a Gemini, so you can you can deal with that, right? You love to talk as well. So that's all I have for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you next month in the reading of January. Take care. Bye bye.